Okay, well, there was a big poll that was printed today about race relations in America. It says, poll finds optimistic outlook, but enduring racial division, which I guess is some good news and some bad. I think this is good timing because I wanted to talk about these reality shows. We were talking about it the other night, Big Brother, which is tanking. But I did see the first couple of ones, and I mentioned this. We had a show about a week ago with people from reality television, and I mentioned the ones I saw, the black people getting thrown off. That chick got thrown off the island.
He's looking at me already?
Bye.
I knew I was going to become the resident blackologist.
Yeah.
The minute I came up, but that's okay.
You know what? Let's throw him off the show. You know?
Get out of here. Get it done early. Yeah, no one knows how to cook a rat like me, though.
Yeah. But I don't know whether the TV executives are picking black people who seem to have a swagger because they think that's more entertaining, or that is representative of black culture. But look at this clip. This is from Big Brother, and this is...
I'm trying to, right then, I'm trying to get people to open up.
People are opening up, but they're reacting to you in a certain way because they think you're a certain kind of brother. That's all.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know you got a lot more going on in your head than shake your booty.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I guess...
I think that we're all like that.
Yeah.
I think that represents
But
rather
that's the guy who calls
the
himself...
Cuba Gooding guy in the thing.
Right,
Show me the money.
exactly.
I never met a black guy who didn't have on a basketball shirt either. I mean, my whole life. I mean,
I'm going to go home and get mine.
Well, wait a second. Let me explain this.
Seriously,
before
I think it's a casting thing. I think
you do?
Absolutely.
It's just, no, it is. It is. It's like the scary movies.
Yeah, you go out there and they want a certain kind of person to fit the spill. And after the show, that'll change.
If you look at every single horror movie, it's the same thing. They always have one token black guy, and he's always the first one that gets killed off.
It's just like
I never do horror movies for that very reason.
But
it's just like politics. You do a survey, you do some survey research, the market research, you see what the people want, and that's what Hollywood feeds them.
but who decides to throw black people out? Who sits in a room and says, you know what? We got this Chinese guy, keep him here a week. The black guy, throw the black guy out here. Puerto Rican, let's bury him. I mean, who's this mental guy? I mean, who's this man?
So this guy on Big Brother who calls himself Mega, that's what caused the problem, is that he walked into the house and he said, you know, call me Mega. And then
I'll throw his ass out. The guy walks in there, the guy wants to see my sister. He said, what's your name, brother? Mega. Out. See ya.
Unless it's mega bucks.
Yeah.
Then I'd be, have a seat, Mega.
So you're saying
Chris
that...
Rock would say, now you look beige.
Yeah, right. Getting lighter, man. You're getting lighter.
So you think that is not representative? You think that is Hollywood manipulating? You think that is Hollywood picking the Deion Sanders of the black population out in order to put them on shows so they can get kicked out?
No more than the white folks on Jerry Springer are representative of everyone else, really. But you know what happens? It's like this. I have no problem with being everything. You know, it's when I first started directing, black folks were sort of playing the best friend or the comedic guy. And everybody was making the dominant culture laugh in comedy. Started directing, and I saw Wesley Snipes as Al Pacino. And Larry Fishburne blew up in Boys in the Hood. And it wasn't until we started directing that we got represented in other ways. And I think it's just, you got to get out there and sort of put people out there differently. And until you do that, it doesn't change.
And most of the people running it are white guys who've never been with black people. You know what I'm saying? Except in work. You know, friends until dark.
Matter of fact, how come you got a nicer chair than me, man? Look at this. I feel like I'm on Green Mile with this chair.
You want my chair? I will give you my chair.
And another thing is you never see any Jews on these shows. You know why? We don't want to be in these shows. These shows are stupid, and we're not going to stay on an island eating a rat for any kind of money.
What do you think about the other way around? Now, George Bush, who I assume you are backing because,
Sure.
yeah.
Solid. He's going to win.
He was before the NAACP on Monday trying to convince them that he gave a rat's ass. And they weren't quite buying it. Why should it work the other way around? Why should we believe? Do you believe George Bush? That he...
Hello? Okay. George Bush is the guy that, when he was the majority owner of the Texas Rangers, traded Sammy Sosa. So no, he doesn't.
He's not the smartest guy.
The guy can't run a
He's not the
baseball team.
smartest
How's he
guy in
going to run the country?
You got to give Bush credit. you have to give Bush credit for going to the NAACP meeting. It was the right thing to do.
Well, he had 20 people guarding him. It wasn't like he was there alone.
40.
He didn't do it because it was the right thing to do. Sure, he did it to get votes.
It's all part of his thing.
He
Reaching
did
out to Latinos, Hispanics, blacks. It's
They
the right
say what they want to say in front of whoever's in front of you. You never hear them make a Jewish speech in front of black people or a black speech in front of Hispanics. They always tailor it. You don't get up there in front of blacks and go, so, what's happening? You know, you don't do it.
Okay, we got to take a
Jesse Jackson would handle it differently.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson. I'll tell you, my father, when I was a kid, my father, every 4 years, used to write his name in for President of the United States. He used to vote for himself. Because he said that he knew all the politicians, they were crooks, but he didn't know how they were crooks. He knew how he was a crook. So if he became president, he knew what to look out for. And he actually used to come home when I was a kid and say, I think I have a chance this time, and go upstairs. So I think they're all full of it. I think it's whether you want to be with a barracuda or a shark. I think they're all politicians are just full of it.
Well, that
it's just tough.
I hate to surprise. I hate to surprise everybody, but Bush has been elected twice statewide for governor. He's now running in this national election. He's had 100 reporters down there investigating him. We're not going to have any new big beauties in the rest of this campaign.
I like beauties. I like a guy who stups a woman here and does a thing there. I want a beauty. Well, I want a real man,
I don't know about that, because they sort of put to bed his past when he sort of...
He put it to bed.
Well, he didn't put it to bed. When they asked him if he ever did any drugs, and he said, not for 7 years. I mean, unless this guy's 8 years old, we got to find out something here.
Right. There's only two things that are off limits for him: his personal life and his private life.
Yeah, right.
But I still don't get why we care so much about that stuff. I'm more interested in what the guy does, and he gets all this big business money, and that concerns me more than what he does in the bedroom. I'm not going to sleep with the dude.
Well, he doesn't.
I'm not going there. What's up?
But it's all because we're living in this Clinton era right now, where everything's been turned upside down for the last 7.5 years.
Well, I'd rather have a guy who does...
What do you mean everything's been turned upside down? What turned upside down? The greatest economy in the history of the world. The man must be punished. I agree.
Right. I'm for that.
$1 trillion surplus. Let's get him for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you mean turned upside down?
He got himself. He set himself up to get gotten.
What do you mean gotten?
How was he gotten?
All his
and how did he set
investigations and all the problems he's
Listen,
had.
I'd rather have a president who does it to a woman once in a while than a president that does it to the rest of us the whole 4 years.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's a sound bite I think we can all live by.
Yeah, man.
A good one.
Yeah.
But isn't it a boring race? I mean, it's like watching a turtle and a snail. It's so boring. They're boring.
Yeah.
They're just boring and not too bright. It's like, if you were going to school now and they were running for class president, would you vote for either one of them? No way.